the best podcast that you probably never heard of. As a matter of fact, this might be your first time tuned in. I like to say thank you all. Appreciate the pull up once again. I'm on Willmatic TV, Everybody Can Go Podcast, also known as the E.B.C.G. Yeah. I'm feeling like it's kind of crazy. We on episode 50, right? I feel like that's low key like a milestone number right there. 50 is like, you feel me? I low key should be turning up and celebrating, right? This should be like and I'm also kind of disappointed that I didn't hit 50 last year when we had the 50th year of hip hop. I just feel like that would have been perfectly lined up. That would have been, you know what I'm saying? Realistically, I could have forced the episode out and got to 50 before the year ended, but you know what I mean? I already know what my situation is. Last episode, so look, the intros is always like, I hate, like, you gotta understand, fam. I literally, like, the whole entire day, on a pod day, understand, let me explain to y'all what a pod day is for me, right? I'm consistently throughout the day, basically, like, I already did the pod, basically, right? This morning, you know what I'm saying? Throughout the day, I'm kind of going through my docket in my head, you know, I'm kind of basically playing around with the words, you know, basically how I want to present it once I come on the microphone. And then what happens is you get on here and none of that shit, all that shit go out the window, fam. It's a whole new pod now, fam, once the microphone is on. Obviously, we have a lot to get to, and I don't want to waste that much time. It's definitely, you know, this is definitely the first episode of 2024. You know, I feel like I gotta hit the air horn again, just for the simple fact that, you know, we definitely made it to see another year, you know. So that's officially my first year in on the podcast, you know what I'm saying? I've basically been podcasting officially. I mean, listen, I hate to be that guy right now. And I hate to be I don't really like to repeat myself. I've been doing this since I was 7 on cassette tape. That's a whole fact. But what I'm saying is, as far as, you know, the E.B.C.G, you know, the Everybody Can Go Podcast, I definitely officially hit 1 year. I don't even know if, like, I might have missed it, low key, is what I'm saying, because I started at the end of last year. I'm harping on it a little bit too much. The point being this, fam. I'm paying my goddamn dues. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, we kind of did the reflecting on the last episode. You know, definitely had to kind of reflect on 2023. You know, it taught me a lot. It showed me a lot. I'm sure everybody kind of, you know, I mean, I would hope. I feel like a full year, like, there's so much to learn in a day. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, fam. You had 365 of those. You better have learned something. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, like I said, we already off to an interesting start for 2024. It's January 5th. You know, we 5 days in. 5 days in, fam. In the year of the Mamba. Mamba mentality. You know, Mamba mentality. How do I feel about just basically, what does that even really mean? You know, I just feel like realistically, fam, everybody kind of got their own, you know, approach on how they want to, you know, basically go out into the world, present themselves, you know, different things that you want to accomplish, you know, different goals that you may set for yourself, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, you might want to get a house, you know, you might want the latest car, you might just be satisfied with a card from Walmart, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying. Mamba mentality, you know, is basically your approach to whatever it is that you're in pursuit of. And, you know, if you really want it, do you really want it? Mamba mentality is going to show you if you really want it or not. So often I feel like, we kind of pursue things, and then we kind of have this preconceived perception about how the outcome is gonna be, because we might have read it, or we might have been taught it, from a textbook or whatever it was, right? You got a lot of people who, are masters at their craft, but are amateurs in the game of life. And what I mean by that is, if you are following something that somebody else at the end of the day, what is this thing all about? Life. What is this thing all about for real? What is it all about? Is it about going out into the world and, being the best at everything you do? Yeah, sure, that's something that we all want to achieve and obtain, but at the end of the day, who did you bring with you? Let's get into it then, at this point, right? Because clearly, 5 days into 2024, we got a lot to talk about already. I feel like, where the fuck do I start? Are we gonna get this Vultures album or not, fam? Or not? I feel like that's where we start. Obviously, I failed to mention Ye in my last episode, wrap it up, episode 49, the last episode of 2023. What a year indeed. Pardon yourself. I should probably mention that I am somewhat still under the weather. I am feeling much better. I definitely feel like this red pea soup that's sitting next to me getting cold right now as I deliver this pod, right? Because the pod, sometimes you gotta put the pod before your dinner, fam. Understand what I'm saying? Let me paint the picture for you. It's Friday night. It's Friday night, fam. I'm in a closet right now. Pause. I'm literally physically in a room, in a closet, right? Because I just feel like I'm experimenting, right? I have the new microphone, and, like I said, it took me 49 episodes to finally, get this goddamn mic. And, what I'm saying? The last episode, which I felt like was absolutely amazing. Let me go ahead and just hit an air horn for me. For coming back after a 36-day layoff. And I mean, I couldn't be more pleased with how the episode turned out. 24 views. I do feel like that is symbolic. Obviously this is the year of the Mamba. But yeah, I digress. So what I'm saying is this: I got the new mic. It's kind of like, this is like a real microphone now, right? Now I'm on it's another level. This is a level up from what I was doing with the Xbox gamer headset. That's a whole different vibe right there. You can't really, like, even right now, let me slow down. Like, I had to kind of, like, I took some notes. There's a lot of, certain movements I can't do in front of the mic. The mic is definitely very powerful, and it's picking up everything, fam. I don't even think if an ant walk across the floor, this shit might pick that up. So I'm trying to, like, basically, I'm trying to build my goddamn studio. It's what I'm really trying to do, right? But, Prize Picks and FanDuel and me, it's kind of like a crazy triangle situation going on with me and FanDuel and Prize Picks. I thought I was on to something, right? And at the end of the day, I'm still up. I'm still ahead and shit. But the point being this, we working on building, and not destroying. So Ye, also known as Kanye West, for those who are not aware of the name change, right? Because at the end of the day, like, I don't know, man. Kanye, let me go ahead and put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Pardon me. See, like, even with that, I got to be, like, cognizant of that now. That was loud. I'm sure that was very, very... I'll see when I get on the editing room floor if I need to chop that out or not. Sometimes you just don't have time. But, I just feel like, yeah, at least with Kanye, Like, yeah, he was still doing the rants and he was kind of still on the same type of time, but I mean, he was delivering on the music side at least. Like, we was getting the crazy rants, but then we was getting amazing music to follow. With Ye, I just feel like it's just all rants and it's just all unhinged. It's all unhinged. And at this point, although I will forever, and let me just go ahead and say this on record, if I haven't already, because realistically, fam, those first episodes that I kind of, the lost files on SoundCloud that I do have, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit me up in the DM if y'all want some of those earlier episodes that are not available at this current time, because I had to get more storage on the SoundCloud. Point being this, a lot of those early episodes were basically very, very Ye topic heavy, right? I mean, they were all, like the first 3 episodes was everything, kind of related to what was going on with Ye at the time, which obviously we kind of all know and have seen basically how things have been playing out with Ye from, since about, really his whole career. But I mean, obviously after that Drink Champs interview with Nori, I feel like, the conversations kind of got, things kind of went into a different direction, right? Financially, musically. And that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about Ye, we're talking about Vultures. Vultures is the album that was set to drop sometime last year, the end of last year in December. Obviously there's been a lot of, different, Ye always gonna do a movie for every album release, man. So, him and Ty Dolla $ign, who I failed to mention, it's actually a joint album. So it's Ty Dolla $ign and Ye, which obviously I feel like for the most part, when those two individuals just on the music side of things, right? When Ty Dolla $ign and Ye link up, that's usually, they gonna hit that out of the park, right? We've seen them work in the past, and obviously I don't think they have a bad song together. So, the thought of a joint album, is kind of compelling for the music fan in me. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, I'm at a point now where like, I'm not really sure what. So, in other words, is this going to be a presidential year for Kanye? Or Ye, rather? I want to be respectful. This brother legally got documentation and changed his name legally to Ye, right? The Kanye just is, that shit been on my iPod for so many, what I'm saying? It's going to be hard to, Ye. Are we going to get, I don't know if he going to like be on a presidential campaign this year. Are we just going to see you wilding out again? Or are you just going to be on some music shit, bro? I heard a report, the latest report, sounds promising. I will say that. And the latest report, from what I understand, is that he's actually working on multiple albums at this current time. So not just Vultures, which is the joint album with him and Ty Dolla $ign, but also, I heard he's working on an album. Who's the artist or the producer? I feel like it's a younger artist or a younger producer. It slips me right now at this current time, but I don't really think it matters because it's probably not gonna come out. So realistically, all of this shit is far-fetched. And then apparently he's working on some type of solo album as well. Right. Now, we've seen him do this before in 2018. It's not far-fetched for him to, to work at that rate because we've seen him do it before. But what I'm saying is, it's just kind of like, fam, your last few releases, Donda was amazing. Donda was amazing. And that definitely was an album that needed time to kind of grow and, Donda was amazing, right? But, prior to that, and I just feel like the whole presentation, the whole packaging, clearly something it's not really hitting the same. We need you to really lock in and focus on the music at this point. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at this point, some shit is just kind of like, fam. It's kind of like the UFC, right? And this might be a bad analogy for this, but let me see if I could land this plane. If you knock a guy out, at a certain point, you gotta just stop. Is what you trying to get to here, right? Even in the UFC, where they're in a cage, fam, and barely have any rules, where the sole objective is to inflict as much physical damage and punishment to your opponent. This is what they do. This is what they get paid to do. Even in that arena, sometimes enough is just enough, and you're doing a little bit too much. Herb Dean gotta jump in there now. Herb Dean gotta put you in the headlock, fam, and take you down. Get off of him. You're doing too much. He's down. It's over. And I just feel like with the ranting and stuff, and just like, obviously, yeah, you can argue depending on, just basically your perspective. You can argue that there are moments where, good points are made, but it's just kind of like, fam, go and do a TED Talk and get this off, bro. We don't want to. It's just kind of like the two paths should never cross, right? So in other words, when you on that type of time, you could be on that if that's what you choose to do. I'm not here to be the judge, jury, and executioner for anybody, realistically, fam. And if I'm just being honest, I see a lot of myself in Ye to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear, right? And what I mean by that is there are, certain, I can't relate to certain things as far as, speaking up, speaking out, right? But then even with me, there's a place and a time and a way to present your wording and your verbiage. And I just don't feel like right now, based on the rants and, how you're kind of presenting your wording and your verbiage and the rants, I just don't see how we gonna get I just don't see how a Kanye album gonna slap right now, fam, is what I'm saying. And what I'm really thinking. Like, at what point, like, how do you even, is he taking on too much? I don't know. But realistically, fam, we ain't getting no album. He low-key pump fake last year. I don't know what's going on. And then obviously, yeah, that part, that whole, so obviously, like I made mention of earlier, the Drink Champs interview that took place last year. Obviously, a lot of things were said in that interview and a lot of controversy followed. Fast forward to 2024, January 5th, 2024 to be exact, 6:53 p.m. on the dot, Friday night. We kind of see everything that's going on around the world, and we see what's going on with Ye, right? Now, one can argue that everything he said in the interview, based on how everything played out after the interview, was 100% valid. But at the same time, I don't really necessarily feel like, does it even matter at this point? If you still want to put out music, then clearly you're going to have to play ball, fam. Even, we get it. Listen. We're getting the Kanye that we asked for. And by we, I'm talking about me. Because I done played crack music 1,000 times, fam. And I'm not even going to hold you. When Ye's on that type of time right there, it just hits differently. We kind of do appreciate revolutionary Ye over the soul samples, giving us the... Yeah, but it's like, alright, that rant didn't have an 808 behind it. Right? You didn't really sound like there was no making. Wake up, Mr. West. None of that. You feel me? Like, we need that on wax, is basically what I'm trying to say. We don't need you in the studio. He in the studio. Who was in there with him? A bunch of, like, IG girls and people that basically clearly don't probably have his best interest, right? So I say all that to say this, fam, because we're not going to spend the whole podcast on Ye. Like we used to have to rely on Ye to carry us. And I was only giving y'all like 40 minutes, fam. We already 23 minutes in, fam. That used to be the whole episode, fam. It was a lot to talk about, but realistically, fam, we don't ever want to spend that much time, you know. I do want to hear the album. I will say that. I do want to hear it. You know, anytime Ye is putting out music, I'm pretty much gonna always give it a listen at the very least. I feel like he's warranted that over the years, you know, with the body of work. His music, I mean, it means so much to me, and I can't even. And that's the only place where I usually get conflicted when it comes to any of these situations. You know, whether we talking about Diddy or Ye or anybody that's going through anything controversial. If your music is great, Ludacris, we might have to throw Ludacris in there at this point, fam. And we're gonna get to that a little later, cause I don't know what's going on with Cat Williams, fam. But I'm not even gonna hold you. A lot of names was mentioned, and he definitely said Ludacris' name on that Club Shay Shay interview. But I'm jumping ahead, so I'm gonna slow down and I'm gonna tone down, because at the end of the day I'm yelling. And this ain't the Xbox game. Hold on. New mic, chill. They gonna hear this, right? Then I did some shit on my last episode, pardon me, for I'm gonna put a bookmark. I know where we at. I'm gonna get back to it. But I put a, you know, you could kind of basically make the audio louder, right? Like I raised the levels of the audio. I'm basically, listen, I'm learning in real time, fam. So every now and then some shit might not be on point, fam. Y'all just gonna have to work with me. And the best part about this whole thing is that y'all are watching me literally build something from scratch, right? So I kind of even appreciate the fact that there's flaws on my, the microphone wasn't good for the first 49 episodes, but guess what? Them episodes was fire, right? So that was kind of my reverse psychology. I'm like, all right, if I could keep them engaged with a microphone that's trash, then clearly I got something, right? And here we are now, episode 50, Everybody Can't Go Podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, Good Pods, my good fellows over at Good Pods, you know what I'm saying? Salute, shout out. I digress. We'll get to shout outs later. Cat Williams, Ludacris, yeah. So right now it's kind of hot outside, right? And we definitely, I'm jumping ahead. Let me slow down, right? Ye, where was I with Ye, right? The apology. So he definitely put out some apology. Listen, man, you know, I didn't read it. I couldn't read it. It wasn't in English. It was in a whole nother language. I'm not going to even try to even speculate or even, I don't know what that was, fam. I don't want to say anything derogatory about anybody's language or anybody's culture. But what I'm saying is this, fam. He put out a statement in a language that I could not comprehend or interpret. Okay? He put it out. It was on IG. It went viral. Shade Room had it. Joe Budden had it. Everybody had it, fam. It was everywhere. Look, he's apologizing and everybody was trying to translate it, and it was just like, bro, the fact that this man has people trying to translate his wording when he clearly could have just spoke English and said it, right? So this is basically just where we at right now. It's just like the mind games and he's playing chess. I mean, the rant, that his most recent rant, right, which I touched on, but I didn't really get into what he was actually saying. I don't really, at this point, it's 2024. That rant was last year, fam. I done forgot about it. But what I will say is this: I didn't like how I didn't like his energy in it. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, and that was what I was getting to. I don't really care what you're saying, bro. We can clearly see that your energy is not quite where it probably needs to be, right? And that's probably because you're in a room full of vultures. You know what I'm saying? You in a room full of vultures. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is the thing, man. The album, it'll drop when it drops. I'm not sure the apology. I'm not sure if that was, supposed to kind of expedite things. And, now maybe they'll, because obviously, when you say certain things, on these public airwaves and, even with myself, new microphone and shit, I gotta be careful now. Y'all can really hear me for real. I might not be able to edit everything, is what I'm saying, right? Because y'all know I edit, I write, I produce. I am the podcast. So sometimes something might, or I might even hear it and just leave it in there because I'm just like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm feeling myself. I be feeling myself sometimes, is what I'm saying, right? I might leave something controversial in there. Like, let me see if they really listening. That's how you check to see, like, your audience, you know. That's how I gauge the demo. If I could get that off, then they probably not listening yet. You know what I'm saying? But there's only so much you can do with that, right? And there's levels to everything you say on any microphone, is what I'm saying, right? You ain't need to just give us the music, man. He got the pods. I see him promoting the pods, man. Come on, we not gonna not mention the pods. Come on, man. You fold them things right up in four, goddamn, into a square. You put it in your pocket. I see what he's trying to do. And honestly, if I'm just being honest, let me tone it down again. I'm talking a little too loud and too aggressive. I feel like it's just kind of like anybody, if you know, right? And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the biggest, fashion, like I'm not really so much into the fashion as I used to, even when I was on it, I wasn't really on it on the level that Ye is on, right? As far as the knowledge of just the different, styles and fabrics. But what I'm trying to get to is I feel like I've been noticing myself with my limited knowledge of fashion. You cannot tell me that you are not clearly seeing his influence and what's going on right now as far as fashion, especially in particular with sneakers. And I just see so many different brands remodeling their whole entire sneakers, bro. They are taking all of their stuff, and a lot of stuff we just gotta call it like we see it. It does come off to me like they wanted to get him out the way so they can put his shit out, bro, because he had the best shit. And that's the part where I'm just like, alright, fam, fuck y'all niggas, I'm with Ye. Because if that's what we doing, shit, I ain't gonna say what he say, but all I'm saying is this: I'm with Ye, fam. And if he drops some heat, I'm definitely with him. If he drops some trash, though, I might not. This might be my last year, like waving that flag. You gotta give me a classic this year, my nigga. I need a classic, bro. Then I could really, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of what that is. We'll just have to see how that plays out. The Yeezy pods are trash. I will say that before I get off this. I respect the hustle, and I respect the fact that he's trying to be innovative, and it's literally a sock, bro. Like I can't make the moves I'm making with those on, fam. I just can't, bro. Maybe on the bike I'll throw those on. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cyclist. I cycle throughout New York City. Maybe on the bike those might actually make sense, right? They light. It doesn't really feel like. But come on, man. I gotta shake and move 10 toes down, baby. I can't be out here with socks on, fam. I can't, bro. Respectfully. Hopefully he gets his fucking money back and he can get back to his production and really on the level that we know him to be on, fam. Because clearly they took everything. If he's putting out socks at this point. Socks. I don't know, man. They stealing his concepts, his ideas. You know what I'm saying? He said, what he said? He said, only when they needed me. Tyler Perry on BT. That's that Follow God, by the way. Underrated track off of the Yeezus is King album. It was a gospel album with one banger on there, low key. And if you actually got past those first few songs, there was actually another couple songs on there that I like though. Everything We Need, I think it's fire. And there was like one other one. But that Follow God is definitely ranked high in the Ye catalog for me. We definitely, yeah. So that was that. They definitely got the Vultures tats as well, right? So I guess that's their way of showing the fans that they're committed to dropping this project. I'm off that though. Briefly, I definitely came across a video on IG that featured Manny Pacquiao. Should I play this? I might just play this because I'm not gonna hold you. It's one of those things where like I'm not really sure what or why Manny Pacquiao is standing in the ring. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up real quick, man. Manny Pacquiao. If I just type his name in at this point, it should probably pop right up, right? Because this is supposed to be like a big story after all, right? It's Manny Pacquiao. And it's Manny Pacquiao. Damn, can I find? Oh, there you go. Everything else was coming up except Manny Pacquiao. So, alright. It's definitely not the first thing that came up. It's not the second thing. It's not the fourth or fifth thing. So, I'm going to have to really look for this. So, at this point, what I'm about to do is close this, right? So, Manny Pacquiao announced his, No. He didn't announce. That's Ricky Rubio. See, sometimes I have the docket set up in a way that it's kind of like I'm all over the place on the page, right? I already told y'all how this go. I'm the editor, the producer, and the writer, fam. I'm writing from the bottom to the top. Sometimes I'm from left to right with it. I'm right to left with it. It's notes everywhere. So Ricky Rubio definitely announced his retirement. Let's go ahead and just get that out of the way. Realistically, fam, we don't save that. Y'all not gonna get that later in the episode. We get that out of the way, right? And realistically, I was gonna forget that, and I'm glad I remembered. But salute to Ricky Rubio, for an amazing career. I hate the fact that I'm basically jumping over topics right now. Every now and then, this does happen. I was on Manny Pacquiao though, and what Manny Pacquiao did is he's announcing some type of, what is this, an exhibition fight between him and Floyd Mayweather 2024. So Mayweather Pacquiao again in 2024. I mean, listen, man. This the thing. At this point, I'm more interested in I don't know, seeing another Draymond Green fight on the court, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, there's other things going on that this is not in my top, it's not in the priorities of what I need to see this year. Manny Pacquiao, I'm low-key confused, and I'm really trying to just understand, like, so basically what you're telling me is, because I just seen Floyd post a video of him in some mall somewhere, in some crazy outfit. Floyd gonna just do the most. He's a billboard for every brand and shit. He got the socks, the laces. Your laces shouldn't have logos on them, fam. Like, why are you overly just doing this, right? So basically what I'm saying is, 1 minute he's presenting that he's basically a retired fighter living the life. You living the life, fam. You dripped and draped in designer. You Gucci down, fam. Gucci to the socks, literally. So then it's like, why do you keep doing these fights, bro? Are you actually, I don't want to say what they said, but it just raises eyebrows, and it just, you just start to, ask questions like, all right, because realistically, fam, nobody asked for this. I didn't ask for this. I'm not sure. Like, fam, we still want to see, like, we waiting for that Ryan Garcia Tank rematch, fam. There's a lot of boxing to get to in 2024. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't even have boxing on my docket outside of this Manny Pacquiao convoluted, distorted announcement. It was very, very, like, it didn't even look like he knew that the fight was happening until that moment, fam. He looked like he just found out they was fighting. Basically, like, he was confused, like, which made me kind of confused. And I'm looking at it like, bro, this wasn't even a good rollout, is what I'm thinking, for this type of, if y'all gonna do the Manny Pacquiao Floyd thing after y'all basically ruined the original fight that we were supposed to get, that y'all robbed us of, you robbed the boxing fans and the purists of the sweet science that we would have gotten if Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather would have fought when they were supposed to. Y'all waited too goddamn long. Now y'all had the fight, and Pacquiao was hurt. It didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. Y'all took a L, right? Floyd ain't take a L, but y'all took a L. Pacquiao took a L, and the boxing fans took a L. And now it's kind of like y'all never did a rematch, right? We were supposed to get a rematch. Pacquiao, he looked like he was good. He fought Keith Thurman and knocked Keith Thurman out, fam. He was knocking out young fighters. Like, he was still active. Floyd Mayweather was nowhere to goddamn be found. You come back in 2024, fam, after we done seen you with every goddamn designer belt. And he didn't even announce it. It was Pacquiao. You're not even in the ring. It's just like, bro, I'm not here for this. I say all that to say this. I don't want to see this fight, bro. This might be the only Floyd Mayweather fight. Understand what I'm saying here? Because I'm a Floyd fan. That's a whole fact. I used to literally get up and go jog just because of just the amount of inspiration, bro. Like, I used to really... Floyd is truly, truly one of the greats in the sport of boxing. But at the same time, it's like, bro, this is not... I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I'm going to watch it, but I don't want to see this. I'm going to be honest. We'll see how this plays out. I'm not even sure if this is going to happen. This might be like the Ye Vultures album, fam. They might have just announced it to generate some kind of attention on them so that they could do something else. I don't know. At this point, this might be a whole nother play, fam. I'm not here for it, but I will watch this fight, if that makes any sense. Pacquiao Mayweather 2024. God damn. I mean, it might be something there. We don't know. Let's see what happens there. I've seen a lot of people coming for my guy AI, only one of the greatest basketball players to ever walk the face of this earth, to lace up a pair. Now, I used to actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and go on record and do this, because there was a point in time where I was basically delusional about AI, right? And even now, to this, like, this is actually hard for me to say when I'm getting ready to say. And the truth of the matter is, Allen Iverson can't be the greatest player of all time, just simply because, it's just how the game is set up, bro. You have to, it's certain things you gotta, certain boxes you have to check off. Is he one of the greats? Absolutely, no question. Is he an icon? Absolutely. Is he my favorite player of all time? Absolutely. But that doesn't negate the fact that there are other players who checked off more boxes. So I can't just keep calling him the GOAT when Kareem got 11 or 12. And you understand? I kind of get it now. AI's my guy, though, and, he so what was this? I don't know what he was on or what interview or where this audio came from. I didn't hear the audio. I just hear people basically trying to correct the brother, like, yeah, nah, hold on, AI, you gotta chill. More specifically, it was really Stephen A, who I'm definitely in competition with. My microphone is booming right now, fam. You might want to slow down over there, bruh. You over there on the road, you doing shows, you talking about... I'm not gonna do that. That's my guy. Stephen A is definitely my guy. The Stephen A Smith show is definitely, I watch that every episode. I feel like it's getting better, and it's getting to a place where he at now? 460, 462? He might surpass First Take at this point. And realistically, I do like the idea, the Shannon Sharps of the world and the Stephen A Smiths of the world that, who basically are known for being on big networks such as ESPN and Fox, but also have taken the time to kind of carve out and establish their own identity to where they can kind of do their own thing on the side. To me, that is a blueprint that, everybody should probably be on. Even with on a smaller scale, right? You should definitely have your own thing going on the side, or whatever it is that you're, putting your blood, sweat, and tears into, right? If you could do it for somebody else, you should be able to do it for yourself. Bar. Right? So shout out to Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay. We definitely gonna get to Club Shay Shay in a second, right? Because Club Shay Shay, man, They've been talking about Club Shay Shay this whole week, fam. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, Cat Williams, my guy, got the same slave name, man. We got the same goddamn slave name. You best believe that Cat Williams, Willmatic TV, come on, man. That might be my first guest, low key. If I could get Cat Williams on this, well, obviously we going viral, right? You get Cat Williams on the microphone right now, fam. He ready to talk, fam. And a lot was said. We gonna get to it though. Let me slow down. Let me reel it back. Let's reel it back to AI, right? Because AI, you know, so basically I'm beating around the bush, man. Allen Iverson named Kobe Bryant as the number 2 greatest player of all time. So the reason why I prefixed this the way I did with basically correcting the fact that, in fact, just because a player might be your favorite doesn't necessarily mean you can go ahead and call them the greatest of all time, right? And then I also feel like it's just kind of a matter of opinion, right? AI did play with Kobe. They clearly, you know, had a rivalry, but also a relationship and a respect for one another on another level. You know, they kind of came up at the same time during an era in the NBA where competition was actually still a thing. You didn't have guys swapping jerseys after. You would have never seen Kobe and Allen Iverson swap jerseys, but they still had the utmost respect for one another, and that's what made for classic moments on the court, right? And obviously they provided so many. I feel like Allen Iverson names Kobe as his number 2 greatest player of all time. That's his opinion, and I don't really even understand how this became a thing. Like, so what, Stephen A? Everybody's like, no, but you gonna correct him? If that's how he feel, that's how you feel. Y'all didn't all stand on the court next to Kobe while Kobe was in Mamba mode, fading away, turning up. Kobe said himself that he studied the anatomy of sharks, fam, and killer whales or something crazy. Orcas, fam. He was studying sea life. I don't know why, but this is what he was doing in preparation for games against Allen Iverson. We talking about another level of Mamba mentality. This is a whole nother level. Everybody can't tap into this. You can say 24 all you want, but when somebody's studying sharks to kind of like get a feel for how they gonna attack you on the court, bro, this is what was going on. So yeah, Iverson probably had a different perspective and a different love, and you know, obviously we all kind of felt what we felt when we lost Kobe so early and so unexpectedly and in the fashion that we did. So I'm sure that plays a part too. You know, obviously Iverson, we already kind of know Iverson. We know Iverson get emotional, man. He might have been just, you know what I'm saying? It might have just been, you know, something that he felt in the moment, or he really just feels like Kobe's the number 2 greatest player of all time. I don't really even see how that's so far-fetched, is what I'm saying. And realistically, fam, it's Mamba Year. I feel like when it's Mamba Year, the right answer is always Kobe during Mamba Year. Like, what are we talking about, fam? You goddamn right. Kobe is the number 2, if not the greatest player of all time during Mamba Year. I don't care about rings right now and stats and magic with the sky hook and the Jordans, and it's Mamba Year, man. Come on. Everybody highlight reels is not the same, fam. Kobe's, all I know is this. I used to literally sit and watch. I damn near could do a whole episode about Kobe. Realistically, fam, I might just put the docket to the side and just go in on Kobe for this, like, first episode of 2024. Like, I feel like, damn, that's, you don't really get these. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You only get one of these right here. Right? And I should have really, anyway, we'll spin on the 24th. I'll come back with another Kobe tribute episode or something. You can't do enough of those, by the way. Yeah. But I'm just saying, man, that's his opinion. That's his perspective. He had a different, you know, relationship, I'll say. So, yeah, everybody just chill. Just chill. Allen Iverson, you know, I feel like he has the right to kind of, I mean, he did play the game, right? He definitely played it on a very, very GOAT level, right? He might not be your favorite, but you go ask any one of them You know what I'm saying? Them kids in them high school gyms, fam, to this day, we see the influence of what AI did. And if he ain't influenced you directly, your favorite player's favorite player. Enough said. Enough said. Any player that wore the number 3 after 1996, fam, go back and look at him. How many Allen Iverson jerseys do you see in every fucking city, fam? Like, the influence to me is what made him the GOAT. Because we've never seen anything like that. And I feel like we may see that again. I'm not going to say we'll never see that again if we haven't already. I feel like Ja Morant is definitely, you know, of that ilk as far as cultural, the ability to impact culture. I feel like, you know, definitely what he's doing on the court. As far as what he's doing off the court, he'll just have to, you know, kind of grow and learn and figure that out, right? Like AI did. Because at the end of the day, AI had off the court controversy as well, right? The controversy gonna come with the cultural responsibility, fam. You don't think you out here impacting culture and it's not gonna be some controversy there, right? Ask Pac, right? After Tupacalypse Now, fam, they body slammed him the same day the album came out. Them damn cops out in Oakland. Come on, man. Don't start playing with the culture. Cause they not playing fair. DJ Academics. I'm not even gonna hold you, man. This one of those things where like you reluctantly write this down on the docket. I almost threw up. Like it was just like I didn't want to have to do this. And I might not. I just know that obviously this is the thing, right? DJ Academics. What's going on, man? What's the latest? What is the latest, you know? This is better Academics, huh? What's up with what's the Academics? This nigga come on with that fucking intro. I just feel like Academics, man, that whole thing is just kind of like, bro. I mean, I might get past you at this point. The E.B.C.G might pass Academics this year, bro. Academics, man, I don't really even get. I get what he's doing as far as being a streamer and, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, bro, at a certain point, my nigga, you kind of just in the way now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you in the way, bro. You kind of in the way. You sitting here low-key trying to gatekeep the internet and you doing these weird, you sending, you know what I'm saying, your hackers to go hack people's accounts and shit. Like, fam, I don't know what the whole Academics thing, like, what is his aura in 2024? What are we supposed to, like, get from an Academics? Like, I don't even know what he does anymore, bro. I don't go to your niggas is going to Chigs now, fam. Chigs Smooth is the go-to guy for what's happening and what's not happening. You know what I'm saying? For the blogosphere news and shit, fam. For the latest and the breaking. Chigs Smooth is kind of that guy now. Academics, we kind of looking at you like, okay, like, so you're not gonna level up, my boy? You're not gonna get a fucking, like, some type of network or some type of, like, what are we actually doing, fam? Cause now you done got caught up in some shit and now it's looking like it's about to be curtains for this nigga, right? And I'm only delivering this particular subject like this because obviously DJ Academics, we've heard him talk about just about everything and everybody. Right, and he definitely did not hold back, fam. So I just feel like now that, I mean, I never would have thought I would even be talking about this nigga on a podcast, which is crazy, right? All I know is this: I don't know anything. All I know is this: I don't know anything, fam. I've been hearing things, and it doesn't sound good. It sounds like it's a scandal. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing, you know, talks about relations with minors, plural. I don't know, right? I did end up stumbling across one clip of, you know, a young lady kind of basically threatening to, listen, man, people talk every day, B. And obviously that's kind of the climate and currently where we are right now as far as, you know, 2024. That's kind of where we are today. You know, a lot of people are getting exposed. You got Tasha K out here. I don't know who Tasha K is. Tasha K is just one of those people similar to Academics who just, I only hear and see on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I just see that name sometimes from time to time, and I don't really know why. I don't know what Tasha K does. I'm not sure if she's an artist. I actually probably should just do my due diligence at this point instead of asking a bunch of questions on a podcast where I am hosting. I'm asking y'all this shit. I'm supposed to be delivering the news, right? You the goddamn host, ain't you? Tasha K. I don't know who this is though. I really don't. And I've heard this name so many times. She has an IG. Okay. I'm assuming this is some type of influencer. At this point, I just know that the latest news there is that Tasha K, Kevin Hart is suing her for some type of, I don't know, accusations. Listen, man, just scandals, just scandalous. It's just scandals and scandalous. I mean, you know, Tasha K, DJ Academics, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams. So let's get, so Cat Williams, right? My impersonation, I gotta work on that. I thought it was better than that. I did. I'm disappointed right now. Pimp down, Bishop. You know what's so crazy? Like, as I'm sitting here doing a horrible impersonation of Cat Williams, I literally was just watching Friday After Next, fam. I promise you, if you look at my Tubi history right now, fam, you will clearly see. Because I watched Friday, right? Or I watched Next Friday. I was really trying to watch Friday After Next, is what I'm saying, and I ended up clicking on the wrong one. Then I ended up watching all of them shits, type shit. And I'm not gonna hold you, it's a great movie, right? In retrospect, Friday After Next, you know, it's certain parts in it that's a little like kiddish to a certain degree, where it's like, alright, come on, Q, you could have rewrote this, right? That's just the retrospective, you know what I'm saying? Cat Williams, you know, obviously I learned a lot about, you know, a lot of things in that Club Shay Shay interview featuring Cat Williams that just dropped. Over 4 million views the last time I inquired. We probably about at 10 million or something now, right? You know what's so interesting to me, man? Cat Williams has always been one of my favorite interviews. He's been always, I mean, not for me personally. I've never interviewed Cat Williams, obviously. Not yet, right? Because that might be loading, fam. I might have that in the tuck for y'all. 2020, before the 2025, before the ball drop for 2025, fam. Just know, me and Cat Williams might hit the internet, fam. It might be the Williams interview special, fam. Because I got some shit to expose too, low-key, fam. So I'm really influenced by it. I just love the fact that he always is gonna basically just say whatever the fuck he wants to say, you feel me? And unlike Kanye West, or Ye rather, Cat Williams has just a better way to present it. You know, it's comical, it's intellectual at times, you know, exaggerated a lot of times as well, right? You know, certain things you hear like, hold on, fam, like, what did he just say? But I will say, you know, listen, I'm a fan of, you know, anybody that knows me, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. I just feel like interviews are kind of like, you'll learn so much more in an interview. You might learn more in an interview than you'll learn in a film from somebody's, or from an album from an artist. You understand? Or an actor or actress. Interviews, they reveal so much more. Howard Stern is one of my favorite interviewers, and Cat Williams, you know, I'm harping on this a little bit too much, but Cat Williams definitely went on Howard Stern a few times, and I say all that to say this: those two interviews, the both of them, are literally saved on my iPhone, fam. You can't even do that. I figured out how to do it, because that's just how great, and that's just how much I value those interviews, right? And Cat Williams, like I said, I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of his, you know, what he does on stage. And I definitely am a fan of his interviews. I say all that to say this. When I seen him on Club Shay Shay, I was kind of taken back initially, you know. Like, oh, because this is actually the first episode of Club Shay Shay that I actually tuned into, fam. I'm not even going to hold you. I just wasn't really, you know, I kind of needed some time. It's a lot going on. I got the E.B.C.G. Season 3 just started. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, see how I want to package and present myself, fam. Let alone, I can't always get to everything. You got the NFR out here doing music reviews. The Mallory Bros going crazy. Rory and Maul. Joe Budden done added 10 more people to the... It's a lot going on in the podcast streets is what I'm saying, right? So Club Shay Shay, respectfully, I said, you know what? I ain't really get to it yet. I'm going to get to it at some point. I seen Cat Williams on there. I say all that to say this. I clicked on it immediately. And that's because, like I just said, Cat Williams has always been one of my favorite interviews. I didn't anticipate it being this great. But what I will say is this. Generally, when you get Cat Williams on the microphone, you're getting ready to experience, you know what I'm saying, something that you probably ain't. If you didn't know, you're going to find out. You know what I'm saying? Cat Williams has always been one of the greatest comics. And it's just like, in a way, it feels, it's almost satisfying, right? From afar to see, you know, an individual who basically, I don't know, man. It's just been so it's blackballed the word. I feel like blackballed is like overused at this point, right? Castigated, ostracized. I got a little vocabulary. Me and Cat Williams, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a student at the end of the day, right? But I just feel like to see kind of how they kind of position him, or, you know, how he positioned himself, but ultimately how, you know, everybody kind of turned their backs, and, you know, we kind of seen how everything was playing out. And he spoke on a lot of that during the interview, right? No need for me to spill the tea. He spilled enough tea for everybody, right? Let's just get to the goddamn interview. How about that, fam? I'm harping on it. I just wanted to set it up in a way to let y'all know that I'm not out here just looking to talk about the hottest. If this interview didn't go viral, just know I definitely would have watched this interview and enjoyed it the same way, right? I'm actually surprised it went viral to a certain degree, because in my mind, I'm like, I always watch these Cat interviews and they're always good. And they're always this good. Maybe not this good, right? He did a lot of name dropping in this one. And you know, everybody love when a name drop, right? So let's how do we even get into this, right? Cat Williams, one of the greatest stand-up comics we've ever seen. He took umbrage with some remarks or some comments or some statements that were made in regards to, you know, basically him and a few things. You know, one of those things being a role, or the role, in Friday After Next. Obviously Money Mike. You know, everybody know Money Mike. Everybody know the movie at this point, right? And we kind of all, you know, heard how he basically broke it down. You know, Ricky Smiley apparently had some. And like I said, this is all news to me, right? And like I said, I watched a lot of Cat Williams interviews in the past, and I don't think I've ever really heard him speak on some of this stuff. I was aware of a lot of the things as far as his upbringing and, you know, some of the stuff he was saying. Like I said, the Howard Stern interview, if you go and watch it now, you will clearly hear him saying, and this is also something I can appreciate, right? Because it basically shows you that somebody's not necessarily making something up, right? Because you have references from years back where he's literally telling these same stories, right? To a certain degree. I knew about the homeless. I knew about the, you know, Florida, the books and all this stuff. He, you know, apparently he was a very, very, you know, voracious reader as a, you know, student, which isn't that hard to believe. Obviously, he's pretty good with his words. I myself can relate to, you know what I'm saying? I definitely was always one of the kids in class that, you know what I'm saying, the teacher was they never would call me first because they knew I was going to body it, basically. They wanted to call on the kids that that couldn't read and shit, so they could embarrass them for real, right? And then try to act like they teaching something. Like, no, you have to put them in the center of... No, you wanted to laugh. You wanted all of us to laugh at Timmy, because Timmy can't read, fam. Call on me, and I would always be the one to be like, all right, let me do it then. When they couldn't finish the paragraph and shit. I say all that to say this. I love, you know, reading, and I mean, I don't necessarily read as much as I, you know, probably should. But I just feel like now, it's just like, bro, I just pick up my words from different things. You know what I'm saying? It might be conversations. It might be conversations I'm not even in, fam. I might just be watching somebody talking to somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's other words or other ways, rather, that you can pick up on words and basically learn, right? You can learn from, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to learn, right? And I do feel like low-key reading is like an antiquated thing, right? Like holding the physical book, even though I do feel like that is the best way to kind of, it's just something about holding the textbook and flipping those pages, fam. As I flip the pages on my docket right now. Like, I'm still writing on loose leaf. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't even use the iPad or none of that because I do feel like it's just something more authentic about the page and shit. I don't know where I'm going at this point. I'm low-key hungry, so y'all gonna have to just bear with me. Like, I just, I told y'all, it's Friday night, fam. It's Friday night. I could be in a strip club somewhere right now, fam. Letting it rain right now. I'm sitting here giving y'all this. I'm potting in pain. Hold on. Under the weather and shit. Let me take a sip of this soup, Paul. So where was I? So, yeah. So, I digress. Cat Williams, Club Shay Shay, he sat down. He spoke about a lot. I learned a lot. I wasn't aware of the fact that he was homeless during the filming of that movie. I do feel like that makes, basically the performance in the film just that much more great, right? You don't hear that story too often. And I do feel like had that been somebody else in Hollywood, that alone would have been enough to kind of make somebody kind of like how they kind of pick and choose when they want, basically kind of like, what's a good reference for this? Like the XXL freshman of Hollywood and shit, right? Who they got? Damson Idris, and they kind of like, they'll pick their, who they want to kind of present as the good guy, right? And I do feel like if Damson Idris, and I'm just using him as an example, right? Because I feel like he is one of the up and coming young, guys in Hollywood, right, on the rise and shit. If Damson Idris would have been homeless on the set of fucking what was his greatest performance, man? What was it? Fucking Snowfall? If you telling me that he was on that set, sleeping on set, waking up in the trailer, when they say cut, he going to sleep, he waking up on set, you waking up on set with nowhere to live, fam, with your kids. He was on that goddamn Friday after next set homeless is absolutely mind-blowing to me. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I was actually mind-blown by that.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Like, that was one of the bigger takeaways for me. Like, everybody went straight to the T, but I'm like I said, I'm really a student. And that was something I never heard, and I was not aware of that. So that kind of threw me back, like, damn, that's crazy. Like, he really paid his dues. And then to see, obviously, his performance in that film, I mean, it was almost as if, like, he had no other choice but to body it type shit, right? And he did, right? So fast forward, that, kind of catapults him, all puns intended, you know what I'm saying? Catapults, come on, man. The bars is there when I'm not even trying. That actually is a bar, though. And if Ludacris get a win of that right there, he might be dropping the disc tomorrow, fam. Because Ludacris, anyway, we'll get to Ludacris in a second, bruh. Ludacris out here freestyling with the sideburns. That nigga look mad as hell, fam, with his sideburns. He got his shits back, okay? And he got the braids back. I'm not really sure why Ludacris's name got thrown in that whole mix. But let's just get to it. Because at this point, let's get to it now. He definitely was talking, he said some things about, obviously, Friday After Next and Ricky Smiley and the whole idea of, Ricky Smiley was supposed to play Money Mike and nobody actually cares. Like, realistically, we don't care. And Cat Williams obviously is clearing some things up that he felt like he had to clear up because he had to clear his name. And realistically, fam, when you've just been basically the bad guy for so long, it's just kind of like at a certain point, how long can you pin me as the bad guy if I'm actually getting the results, you know what I'm saying, that the good guy is supposed to be getting, and you're getting the results that the bad guys, maybe you're a little delusional in this situation and maybe something's wrong with you. And that was kind of what I took from it, right? So he said, what he said about, the Friday After Next role and Ricky Smiley kind of feeling the way that he had to play the Santa Claus in the movie. He wasn't really the star. Ricky Smiley responded like, nah, I feel like Cat did a great job and I could have never have done what he did with the role. But at the same time, he was basically trying to say like that role was originally written for him, which may be true, right? But that's my point is this. My point is we don't care, right? If the role was supposed to be for you, we thank God, thank the movie gods, fam, that somebody was smart enough to say, wait a minute, hold up. This guy right here is better suited for this role, and we gonna put you over here, fam. Somebody made the right decision, fam. Is all that happened, for real. I mean, what are we talking about here? They clearly made the right decision, right? Ricky Smiley was where he needed to be, getting beat the fuck up in front of the Christmas tree. Ice Cube and Mike Epps stomping you out and shit the whole movie. You running around, stealing shit, you bum ass nigga. Huh? He probably need to go steal something right now, fam. Nah, that's not true though. He got his own station. Ricky Smiley doing this thing out here, fam. Let me not do that. I say all that to say this though. He definitely mentioned some other names. He did. He mentioned Steve Harvey's name. He mentioned, Bernie Mac, Faison Love, Cedric the Entertainer, all the kings of comedy, the whole lineup of them. Faison Love, who obviously anybody that's been following kind of knows that Faison Love and Cat Williams, they've kind of been going back and forth for quite some time now. And as a matter of fact, allegedly, even at a certain point, it got so crazy that, let's just say, allegedly, that a gun was on there. Cat backed this fat nigga down, fam. Ain't no allegedly on the E.B.C.G Podcast. This is my shit. He backed him down, fam. Yeah. Money Mike is just a role, my nigga. Like, don't play with me outside of, when we out on set, fam. I might back you down, fam. And allegedly, he backed that thing down on him. You know what I'm saying? And Faison Love had to jog around the block for the first time in his goddamn life, fam. He had to skate, is what he did. So him and Cat Williams, they've been going back and forth, for quite some time. And shout out to Faison Love. I do feel like Faison Love is one of the, he has some good roles and some shit I fucked with. Thin line between love and hate and shit. Nigga was definitely, in the alley with Martin. I just thought that scene was clever right there. I do enjoy that scene in that film. Obviously, Big Worm and shit. Yeah, Friday. We were just talking about Friday. He was in Friday. He was in the first Friday. Shit, they ain't bring him back in none of them shits. Damn, that's kind of crazy. Why wasn't Big Worm back in, like, they ain't had Big Worm in next Friday or Friday after next. I digress. So, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey. I definitely was aware of the Steve Harvey smoke. That was also something that has kind of been going on for quite some time. I remember the whole, he spoke about it, during the interview. Basically the whole kind of comedy clash. You know what I'm saying? Basically like their version of like the verses kind of thing. Like the only thing is Cat Williams was the only one on that type of shit. Like he was actually at a certain point he was calling comedians out for verses on stage. Like, let's go. You bring your best jokes, I'm gonna bring mine, fam. And we gonna stand in front of these people and we gonna see who really the funniest, basically, right? And I do feel like that's absolutely, there should be more of that energy in comedy. And I feel like low-key, he's trying to bring it back. Like, low-key, we lost that in comedy. We need that energy back where it's just kind of like, we just focusing on the art form and, you know what I'm saying? We're not taking ourselves too seriously. After all, this is a fucking comedy show, right? What is the definition of comedy? Are we going to change that too? Y'all want to change the definition of everything? We can't have, like, at some point, we want to just laugh at shit, bro. I don't care if you feel some type of way. Get out, bro. It's a comedy club. It's a comedy club. And I feel like we need to bring that essence back. Cat Williams is clearly on that type of time, Only difference is, his predecessors, or not his predecessors, but his peers, right? Because these are his peers in the world of comedy. Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. Cat Williams has been doing this for just about as long as these guys. I mean, Steve Harvey obviously is a little older, so he had a little bit more time to perfect his craft. But Cat Williams is no small pup in the world of comedy, is what I'm saying. He's been doing this for some time. I didn't even know that he was on Comic View, and that was kind of where that whole where Cedric the Entertainer's name got brought up in the whole conversation, was where basically apparently Cedric the Entertainer, it's not even alleged or apparently anything. I seen the goddamn clip. I watched Kings of Comedy, fam, and realistically I knew exactly what the joke was when he said it, because I just remember that everybody that watched the Kings of Comedy, that's kind of one of those things that, like, you remember a lot of the jokes from that. It was that memorable, right? And I do feel like it was a great, they did a great thing at that time with, the four guys or whatever the case may be. But, if you ain't really writing your material, fam, and, according to what Cat Williams is saying, Cedric the Entertainer is not that entertaining. He's not writing, guys. He doesn't write. I'm writing. He don't write? Like, that's crazy. Cedric the Entertainer. How is your name the Entertainer? Then, basically, like, we need to give you another name, is basically what he was saying. Like, you don't dance, you don't write, and you stole my shit, fam. And that's kind of where I'm actually, I always thought Cedric was kind of like one of the real comics, if I'm being honest. Like, that kind of took me back a little bit too. Like, damn, I didn't really think I could understand a comic. Every now and then you might hear something somebody else said or did, or you might be influenced or inspired by a joke. Then you might find a way to kind of repackage it and present it in another way that it's basically like you're not completely stealing someone's fucking joke, right? There's a lot of that going on. And then you have other comics who are just a little bit more, bodacious about it, right? And they just gonna outright steal your joke. And they just feel like, because I'm on a certain level and you're on a certain level, I'm gonna be able to get away with this. It's basically what Drake does to the SoundCloud guys, right? Drake done took 1,000 beats off of SoundCloud, fam. Hooks, all type of shit, fam. Cadences, ad-libs and shit. They don't get paid. He takes it, and that's just that, fam. What are you gonna do? Say that Drake stole from you? So it was kind of one of those situations, right? Before Cat Williams, before Friday After Next, he's still on the come up and shit, right? Cedric was already doing the Steve Harvey show, I think. Like, things was already kind of moving for Cedric, right? I don't think he was doing the Steve Harvey show yet. I feel like this was like, well, yeah, if it's the Kings of Comedy tour, he definitely was doing the Steve Harvey show. They did the Kings of Comedy tour. It's a whole goddamn tour. They on tour, fam. You on tour and you need my joke to close out your goddamn set. I'm actually getting fired up thinking about it, because I am a fan of comedy, and I do understand basically like the ins and outs to a certain degree when it comes to, like, the politics. It's just like, it's similar. It's everything. There's politics and everything, man. Boxing, comedy. You got people stealing stuff. There was a whole thing with, I don't know if a lot of you guys remember, the Mamba Year, right? On fucking, what was that, on Comedy Central? Huh? After Dave Chappelle, after the Chappelle show, they kind of was fishing after the Chappelle show. They needed somebody to kind of fill that void. They went and got a fucking a fraud of this motherfucker was stealing everything, fam. Every joke he heard, he stole. Every joke he told. And they had him as like basically the face of the network, and like they branded Comedy Central around the Mamba Year until Joe Rogan approached him on stage in front of everybody like, you're stealing jokes, man, and basically embarrassed him. And that was a whole fucking thing on YouTube, and that shit went viral. And I say all that to say this has been going on in comedy for many, many years, right? This is not news. If you know, you know. But Cat Williams, man, he just has his way of presenting it, and obviously the interview is a fucking classic. I mean, it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the most watched interview probably this whole entire year, bro. Because if we already at 4 million, understand that by the time we get to 2020, yeah. So we starting the year off, on a, We spilling tea. You know what I'm saying? Definitely said that Steve Harvey had the man unit. I wasn't even aware if that was. I didn't even know that was what they called that. A man unit. Damn, that sounds expensive too. I'm not gonna hold you. And the way his shit was lined up, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the cheap one. He had a whole unit in his scalp. Like, that's crazy, bro. And that was something that we kind of already heard, a couple years back. That wasn't necessarily news, right? But I mean, Cat Williams, hey man, listen, he's spinning the block for his ops, fam. Come on, man. Ain't that what everybody do? At least he not. Listen. We rather you spin the block for your ops in the spirit of comedy, right? It's not like he's literally hanging out the window shooting at these guys, right? He's shooting at them, but he ain't shooting them. So with that being said, we just gonna sit back with the popcorn, and anytime Cat Williams decides to get on a microphone and talk about anything, really, because like I said, he is one of the greatest stand-up comics, I feel like, of all time, for real. I got him in my top 5, personally. I mean, that's an easy call, by the way. You see, the thing with me is those Richard Pryor guys and, Red Sanford and, obviously there's a lot of comics from back in the heyday. Bill Cosby and shit. Like, that wasn't my time. So my top 5 is, basically based on just the comics who I actually, kind of came up watching and studying. Martin is in there for me just because of the simple fact that although he only had limited appearances on stage as far as like specials, well, that's not true because he was the host of Def Comedy Jam for several years, right? I feel like he was on all of those. What was the I was just talking about Comic View. Was he on Comic View? No. He wasn't on Comic View. That was BET and shit. That nigga was already doing movies at that point. He definitely was doing Def Comedy Jam, and he was the host of that, right? So to see Martin kind of transition from like getting his roles early on in classic films, you know what I'm saying? He was in Do the Right Thing early, House Party early. Then he kind of got his own sitcom, and we already know what Martin means to the culture and shit, right? Where you can literally still watch any episode today and still basically react to this shit like you've never watched any of it, right? That's when those are the recipes for greatness. Great sitcom, great film, you know what I'm saying? And great stand-up specials, man. And Martin had 2. Cat Williams had a few, more than a few. He on tour right now, I think, right? Pardon me, I'm blowing in the mic and shit. Hold on, I definitely feel like he is on tour right now. He basically lives on tour. He lives on the road. He mentioned Kevin Hart as well. And once again, hold on, let me spark up real quick, man, for this one. Let me mellow myself out a little bit because I feel like I'm getting a little too riled up. Hold on, pardon me, man. At this point, I'm just gonna take a break. Hold on, man. I'm gonna take a break on the mic. I might not even edit this, fam. Cause realistically, y'all gonna listen to every goddamn word of this episode, fam. I know y'all. Y'all not turning this off, man. You turn this on right here. Hold on, like I said, I listened to my last episode. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. A lot of, it was actually some gems in there. It's like, sometimes I black out on the mic and I forget what I'm actually doing sometimes, is what I'm saying, right? So you gotta understand, like, between me editing the episode and like, that'd be the only time I could hear it. But then when I actually go back and listen to the whole shit, is when I really hear it, like, alright, cool. I'm gonna make sure I spin. Let me get back to what I was talking about though. I digress. Cause we about to close this shit out. It's about to be 8 p.m. I still gotta edit this, put it out. You already know. Cat Williams, man, and Kevin Hart, that's kind of been another. He mentioned Michael Blackson too as well. Just wanted to throw that in there. He definitely said something that I thought was very, very clever. He said Michael Blackson is a real African playing a fake African with a fake African accent, is what he said, right? That to me is just like that. That's the perfect way to body Michael Blackson, bro. I don't think anybody even thought to say that, bro. when you think about it, it's like kind of like, all right, fam. At a certain point, fam, the Marasaka thing is kind of like, it's kind of offensive now to Africa and Africans. You know what I'm saying? You're really from the motherland, bro. You are actually African, right? We all from Africa, but what I'm saying is you're really African, bro. Why are you putting the fake accent on still? You really from the homeland. I feel like that was clever. I do. And I feel like Kevin Hart, I don't feel like Kevin Hart want that versus smoke with Cat Williams, man. We just got to come out and say it and call a spade at this point. Kevin Hart does not want that smoke with Cat Williams. And I feel like it's just so interesting to me because we seen Kevin Hart and Cat Williams kind of going back and forth over the years. Obviously, there was this infamous Breakfast Club interview. Like I said, man, I'm a student. You know what I'm saying? These interviews, I've seen them all, right? Kevin Hart definitely was on the Breakfast Club with Tiffany Haddish, who, praise up for her. Just because. I just want to send prayers to Tiffany Haddish. Just because, right? I seen a clip, and anyway, let's stay on track here. Tiffany Haddish was on the Breakfast Club with Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart very, very adamantly went on there to kind of put his foot down, and he wanted to really clear some things up, and he like I said, this is not the first time Cat Williams has spoke on Kevin Hart in this manner, right? He kind of been saying this for years, right? To the point where it's like, all right, my nigga, you not gonna like at a certain point, we kind of. The guy that we see snapping on Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal on TNT, and you snapping on Meek Mill, and you snap on everybody, right? You're a comic. Another comedian is snapping on you. We want to hear some snaps, right? So at a certain point, you starting to look at Kevin Hart like, all right, fam, maybe what Cat Williams is saying is actually valid and has some truth to it. If you don't want to joke anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like, how a whole comedian stop being funny because somebody's telling jokes? I don't understand how that works. So now, I'm just saying, you got to really think about this shit, man. And yeah, I seen he put out a statement today or yesterday basically saying he feels like it's sad. I feel like it's sad. Shake my head. It's so sad. It's not sad. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where everybody's at with it right now. If you click on the goddamn internet, Kevin Hart, what you will see is everybody laughing right now because of everything that he said on the interview, bro. It was funny, bro. And that's just it, bro. Give him his flowers, bro. The guy is talented. He's talented, bro. He's one of the greats, actually, right? Give the man his flowers. Y'all tried to blackball him, but y'all couldn't because he's too talented, bro. That's just the reality of the situation, fam. I don't even really want to cook like that, though. Because like I said, I'm a student of this shit, right? And I could really turn this conversation left and we could go in a whole nother direction right now, fam. I'm trying not to do it. Because it's 8 p.m. I gotta get up tomorrow. Listen, fam, I still got the grind. The marathon continues, fam. My week ain't over yet. Got stuff to do, including editing this goddamn episode, right? Which will be out. If not tomorrow, I'm saying I don't drop on Sundays. So this shit gonna be out tomorrow. Believe that, right? Me and the JBP on Saturday, fam. We neck and neck with it, right? They dropping, I'm dropping right after, fam. I might drop before them, though. Nah, because they be dropping like 5 a.m. and shit. I digress. Cat Williams, man, I couldn't be more proud of basically, I'm going to air horn again. Just because, like, amazing. What an amazing comeback. Like, they can't cancel you when you're that talented, bro. Not to mention he's actually, you let him tell it, he gonna tell you that, nigga, whatever they talking about on Google, my net worth and all that, nigga, that's not what's really happening, nigga. I'm getting to the bag, nigga, and it's, more power to him. Obviously, he got all them, he got a lot of mouths to feed over there, right? I was definitely aware of the fact that, he adopted 7, well, he would say that he prefers to not use that word. I'm surprised he ain't checked Shannon Sharp. Maybe because he respects Shannon Sharp a little bit more, but he definitely checked Howard Stern on that when he basically brought up his adopted, children. Like, that's not really the word that we should be using, because at this point, we're trying to make it a situation where it's not really an adopted situation. It's a family situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to keep calling a kid an adopted child, right? And I kind of understand that, I guess, right? It makes sense. It makes sense. But he definitely got a lot of mouths to feed. And, you know, he definitely had a lot to say. And, you know, we'll just see now. Well, we got some responses already. Kevin Hart, like I said, he came back with the week. He just took the easy way out, basically. It's sad. Really? I think what's sad is what's happening with Tiffany Haddish, fam. And if you want to really be honest, like, you see, this is what happens. I wasn't even going to go there. But if we really want to talk about what's sad in comedy right now, I think what's sad is that every goddamn time I see Tiffany Haddish, fam, she's like, bro, she look like she's on drugs. Like, all the shit that they were saying about Cat Williams, fam, I think you could apply that to Tiffany Haddish, bruh, at this point, fam. Are we checking her piss? Does anybody, do we know what's in her blood right now, fam? Because I'm not going to hold you, bro. I see one clip where she was basically at a holiday party, bunch of white people in the goddamn audience. She up there singing some, bro, she just be doing some weird shit, bro. And it doesn't look good most of the time. None of the time at this point. What was her latest like moment, bro? That was good. It's not there anymore, bro. I don't see Kevin Hart with her now. Where Kevin Hart now, fam? Wow, you ain't sitting with her now doing interviews, are you, bro? No, you not, fam. Cause Cat Williams is on you. He on you, fam. I'm surprised he didn't bring her up. At this point, he's probably like, all right, fam. That's probably too easy type shit. Like, he ain't even really want to do it to her type shit. Salute to Cat Williams, though, man, for setting the internet on fire in 2024. Yeah, man. So that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on out here. Club Shay Shay. We getting ready to wrap this thing up. Episode 50, the E.B.C.G Everybody Can't Go Podcast. No need to ask. You just Google that. Just Google me. Just Google me, fam. Yeah. E.B.C.G Podcast. Willmatic TV. I'm really like, you could really just Google me, though. We getting ready to wrap this thing up. We getting ready to wrap up. But before we wrap this up, we definitely want to talk about Uncle Murder and his wrap up. You know, Uncle Murder, obviously, you know, every New Year's, you know, Eve, he puts out the, you know, year-end wrap-up. I just feel like this year was, you know, he definitely wanted to make it a point. I mean, to violate Diddy, number one. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, I feel like, how do I feel about the Uncle Murder wrap-up at this point? Like, I just feel like I heard it, and I just feel like, I don't know, man. But he dropped another, it was like 3 parts, though. It wasn't just one wrap-up this time. Like, usually he does one wrap-up that kind of wraps everything up. Nah, fam, he did like 3 this time, and I'm not even sure. Did I listen to the 3rd one yet? I don't think I heard the 3rd one yet. Do y'all want to hear the 3rd one with me in real time? We're not going to do that. They going to flag me, all type of shit, right? I don't even know if he clearing the samples for his shit. Like, he on that shit. Like, that's where I wanted to. So this is the thing. I just feel like the wrap up at this point, yeah, we kind of understand. We kind of recognize that this is your thing now. You done got Mad Skills the fuck out of here. You took it from Mad Skills. You robbed Mad Skills of the wrap up, fam. Is what you did, fam. But at the same time, it's Uncle Murder. So we say, all right, it is what it is, right? It's Uncle Murder. He's robbing somebody. That's kind of what he does, right? I met Uncle Murder too. There's a picture of me and Uncle Murder somewhere out there flowing on the internet, fam. I don't even have it. I got the Mano pic though, and the Troy Ave pic. You know, it is what it is. During some more peaceful times and shit, I wouldn't be able to get that pic now with Mano and Troy Ave standing next to each other and shit. Yeah. But Uncle Murder, I say all that to say this. You know, we look forward to the wrap up, but I just feel like at this point it's a little too. Like, he trying to do a little too much, man. I'm trying to beat around the bush, man. He doing too much, fam.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Like, where did you find these samples, number one? Like, and what makes you even Like, he does the thing and he samples the classic records to do it. And it's just like, bro, like, realistically, fam, we just want to hear the wrap up, bro. We don't need you to do this over a classic soul sample. What is this, the college dropout, fam? Just give us a regular, you know what I'm saying? Just a little trap, instrumental, something regular, something real calm. Like, we don't really need all that, fam. Then it's like, it don't sound like it's mixed. It's not mixed. It's not about what it sounds like. It's not mixed, right? So it sounds like it's not mixed. So you got the sample unmixed, then we got you off beat on the sample unmixed. It's just like, bro, it's too much to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's too much for me to digest. Then on top of that, I gotta catch every bar and every line. He keeps it pretty simple, right? That's what we kind of know him to do. He'll throw a little simple line out, follow it with something that's pretty real Dr. Seussish, basically, right? Keep it real simple. The ad-libs are definitely, you know, that's kind of what he does. But I just feel like this year, he made it a little too theatrical, man. I want the wrap-up to be back on the, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like maybe he needs to really stop doing it at this point. I don't know, man. I feel like he forced it a little bit. Did he do it? Did he rape her? Did he? Like, I don't want to hear that on no record, bro. You think I'm about to play that again, bro? I can't play that again after that. And that's my other issue with it. Make the wrap up in a way that it's kind of like basically like what Drake did with Back to Back. It was a diss track that was able to be, it was still palatable, right? For like just like a regular Tuesday, you could still probably just get that off in your mix or whatever the case may be, because he made it in that way. The wrap-ups are made in a way where it's just like you're going to listen to it for that one day. Well, in this case, 3 days, because he put out 3 parts, right? Which I feel like, okay, you kind of kept this, you know what I'm saying? You kind of kept this on ice there. We wasn't really sure what was getting ready to happen. I don't know, man. Just keep it more, it needs to go back to what the original format was just simply recapping 2023 or whatever the year is, right? Let's just do the recap and let's not make it so, you know what I mean? It felt like a Diddy diss track. Part 2 and part 3 is basically the Diddy diss, right? Mace definitely got at Diddy during a freestyle. That was last year. I never was able to I never got that off, by the way. But I definitely heard and seen that, and yikes. I think that's a good place to end it. I know it's tough, man. Like, damn, this is it right here. We not, no more? You're not even gonna give us a little? No, I'm not. It's over. Episode's done. Episode 50 has definitely come to an end. I will be back. There's no telling when I'm gonna spin the block. You all know when I'm gonna spin the block, huh? Because realistically, and actually, yeah, so the one thing I could say I wasn't too pleased about on my last episode was the fact that, come on, man, like I said, after 36 days off, I kind of had to, you know, get back into my groove a little bit. Obviously, you know, by the time you get to the end of this episode, you're going to clearly hear that I got my groove back. The kid got his groove back. You feel me? I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my pocket. I'm back in my docket. Y'all can't stop it. Look, so all I'm saying is this, fam. I didn't really get my shit off as far as my legal situation, right? Like, I didn't really go in depth, right? Like, y'all heard me say that throughout the episode. Like, I'm gonna go in depth. Like, I should do it now. Like, should I just go in depth now, fam, and get y'all the nitty gritty? I'm not gonna do that right now. Not on episode 50. What I will say is this. Stay tuned. That might be a SoundCloud exclusive. I don't really know how I want to package and present that yet, because realistically, I do feel like I want to do those series. I want to make those separate from the podcast, basically, right? And those series that I'm referring to are my basically stories from the workforce, right? Where I basically recap and rehash different scenarios, quite something like what Cat Williams did, just on a 9-to-5 level. Right, you got some Steve Harveys in these places too now. Like, there's levels to this shit, right? To everything he was saying, right? Which is another reason why I felt that shit. Because it's just like, bro, everybody we all know that there's, you know, different entities and different forces out here that'll basically come together to try to, we see it on a small scale. So that's kind of what that series basically entails. It's a lot of those stories and, scenarios and situations. And obviously my most recent spat landed the kid, behind bars and all that. You feel me? They really had to, they really threw me in a cage, cuffed me up, did the whole court thing, They tried to hit me with pleas and all that other stuff, all this extra shit. Took money out my pocket, slowed the pot. That's why I ain't, realistically, episode 50 years of hip hop. Y'all think I ain't had that lined up, fam? I wanted to get that off last year, but like I said, I wasn't gonna force it. I needed to get the mic after season 2. I said to myself, I will not start season 3 with this bullshit gamer headset, fam. I'm going to get the mic. I'm going to physically go to Best Buy, fam, and I will walk through every aisle. And I just wanted to make sure certain things was, the presentation. Like I couldn't come back on the same with that mic again, bro. I just couldn't do it. So unfortunately, we ain't get to 50. I still had to say this, fam. Don't think y'all motherfuckers is out the goddamn water yet, fam. I know a lot of y'all niggas was listening. Yeah. We at the end of the episode now. I'm gonna talk my shit now, fam. Appreciate everybody for pulling up, obviously, tuning in and listening. But let me talk my shit a little bit, though. Because I know niggas have been waiting for me to drop that episode, fam. I know who been waiting, too. But guess what, nigga? Just wait on it, fam. Just wait on it. We gonna add it to the series, and I'm gonna really chop it up with y'all and really get in depth. And when I say in depth, I'm talking about every goddamn detail that you need to know. How basically, everything kind of got to that point. Yeah, and how that, kind of ended and how I walked away from the situation, basically better than I entered it. Yeah. And that's kind of the goal for this year. You walk out of this shit better than you entered it. That's the goal for every day, realistically. Waking up, you should be trying to end your day with just a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more of a perspective, more of a blueprint, a plan, a game plan, a strategy, something, fam, for you to go out the next day and be better and be greater. Be Mamba mentality. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, episode 50 is a wrap. Everybody Can't Go Podcast, E.B.C.G, Willmatic TV. Peace, love, and prosperity. Till the next time. 1. I'm really him though. I'm really him though. An hour and 41 off the dome. I'm just saying. Come on, man. JBP. Hold up, nigga. I might have to